Hailey Bieber was standing in the crowd at the Empire Polo Club in Indio, California, the desert heat still thick in the air long past midnight, when the clock became the most dangerous thing in the room. Her husband Justin Bieber had just closed out one of the most emotionally charged headline sets in Coachella history, the kind of performance that made grown adults cry into their overpriced drinks and teenagers forget they had school in the morning. The crowd was alive. The night was electric. And then the bill arrived. Goldenvoice, the festival's promoter, was hit with more than $40,000 in fines after the second weekend of Coachella ran past the strict 1 a.m. curfew enforced by the city of Indio, where the festival has been held since 1999. Justin Bieber's Saturday night set pushed past the cutoff by just 2 minutes, which was enough to cost organizers an additional $20,000 on top of the $24,000 already racked up when Enema ran 9 minutes over the previous night. 2 minutes. 120 seconds of Justin Bieber refusing to let the night end. And somehow that detail alone tells you everything you need to know about what Coachella 2026 actually meant. It was never just a concert. It was a statement. Bieber was reportedly paid $10 million for his 2-weekend Coachella run, the highest payday in the festival's history, and closed his Saturday night performance by telling the crowd simply, "Tonight's been beautiful, guys. It's been a dream of mine to perform here." Those words hit differently in hindsight. He wasn't just describing a night. He was describing years of silence, health battles, whispered headlines, and the slow, uncertain road back to the stage. And he was 2 minutes late leaving it because he didn't want to go. Hailey, watching it all unfold, had already made her position known weeks earlier when she posted on social media that nobody would ever know even an ounce of what it had taken to get there, that she was grateful for the beautiful life they had built, and that she was so proud. Those words, layered with something far heavier than festival wife enthusiasm, turned out to be the most honest thing posted during all of Coachella 2026. She wasn't just proud of the performance. She was proud he showed up at all. She was proud of survival dressed up as entertainment. The fine, to most people following the story from a distance, was a punchline. $40,000 for 2 minutes of curfew violation. But context has a way of rewriting the headline entirely. Coachella has a long-running agreement with city officials that the festival must end by 1 a.m. each Friday and Saturday night, and the fines collected go straight into the city's general fund to cover public works, police, and fire services. The rules exist for a reason. The rules were broken for a reason too. That reason was a 32-year-old man from Stratford, Ontario, who once sang in parking garages for spare change and ended up selling out the biggest music festival on earth, refusing to leave the stage before the crowd had everything it came for. The most controversial stretch of his Coachella run had come during weekend one, when Bieber sat down in front of his MacBook and sang along to his own old YouTube videos, including music videos, song covers, and even his most memed paparazzi moments as they played on the screen behind him. Half the internet called it lazy, the other half called it genius. The split was its own kind of cultural thermometer, measuring exactly where the world stood on the question of what a comeback is supposed to look like. Reviews ranged from descriptions like snoozefest and the worst in festival history to fans insisting the stripped-back approach was poetic, proof of an artist comfortable enough in his own skin to let silence do the heavy lifting. By weekend 2, Bieber had clearly heard the noise and decided his answer would not come through a press release. It would come through the speakers. Hailey herself reportedly helped coax Billie Eilish to the stage during the set, where Justin serenaded the Grammy-winning artist with One Less Lonely Girl as she sat on a stool at center stage. Eilish stumbled up the steps, curled onto the stool, got a hug from behind from Bieber, and the two burst out laughing before she ran back into the crowd moments later. The two first connected at Coachella in 2019, when Eilish was 17 years old and had been photographed crying on Bieber's shoulder backstage. 7 years later, the girl who had wept over meeting her idol was being serenaded by him under the Coachella sky in front of tens of thousands of people, with the entire moment racking up views online that redefined what it means to go viral in 2026. During the performance, Justin had looked directly into the camera while singing his 2025 track Everything Hallelujah, mouthing the words toward his family watching from the crowd, "Hailey babe, hallelujah, baby Jack, hallelujah." Their 19-month-old son Jack Blues Bieber, still too young to understand what a Coachella headline slot even means, was there in the desert that night, watching his father do the thing his father was always built to do. The $40,000 fine will be paid. It will be absorbed into the machinery of a festival that generates hundreds of millions of dollars and will barely notice the deduction. But the image it leaves behind is the one that matters, the image of a man so unwilling to stop giving that the city had to send a bill to make him. Hailey Bieber saw it all. In the aftermath, she posted a photo on her Instagram story wearing a black crop top, hiding her face but clearly showing an I love JB stamp on her midriff with a heart emoji. A small quiet declaration that somehow said more than any caption could. She was not performing love for the cameras. She was documenting it. The fine was $40,000. The moment it bought was priceless. And the 2 minutes that caused it all will be talked about long after the invoices are filed and forgotten.